Hi, this is John from Bearable Traders, and I want to review my best and worst trade from 19 May 2021. As always, if you could like this video, subscribe to our channel, or hit the notification bell, that is always appreciated. My worst trades were two FUTU high-a-day break trades. The high days were 125.79 and 127.69. The volume at entry for the first trade was 3.2 million shares, and the R vol was 330%. Nice and high for volume on FUTU today. And then by the time I took the second trade, the volume was 4.9 million shares, and the R vol was about the same. It had dropped to about 320%. Very choppy market today. Kind of a messy day for trading, and that was definitely my mind. A lot of people in the Bearable Traders chat room were talking about the difficulty in trading this open. I liked FUTU's strong move to the high day against the SPY. You can't see the SPY chart, but this move to high day looks pretty good. You have a nice kind of pop, exponential pop up to the high day here. Also liked that it's moving against the SPY. It had just moved into the green, or above its previous close, so that's a nice sign. And then it had just popped through R3. The R3 came a little pivot. So that was nice as well. So this looked like a pretty good setup. I had 1 minute volume spiking before my entry. This is my entry bar, the red one, but the white one is spiking nicely. It's not building like a white set of stairs, but this looked very strong as it popped up to high day. But the SPY was definitely choppy, not helping as I entered the trade. I took an entry at 125.52. Basically, it's the break of the $0.50 level. It's below the high day. I thought I'd get in a bit early, which you can get away with earlier in the morning. So we're taking this trade around 9:50, 9:51. It's getting a little late in the morning to try that, to get in below the high a day so far. But I thought I'd take a chance on that as well. And immediately after I got in, I could feel the dying 1 minute chart forming. That's where the price is producing lower lows and lower highs. Usually I bail on the third candle doing that to include my entry candle. But I could just feel this one felt like it was flaming out, and I bailed out. As it turns out, I could have just kind of kissed not quite a 1 hour loss, and then it would have moved in my direction, but I stand by this decision to get out. Usually this means this is not going to work out. I took about a ½ hour loss on this one. I got in again on the R4/ yesterday's high break at 127.60, so it's 9 cents below the high a day there. In this case, I had this was all white stepped volume, except after I entered, the candle turned red, thus the volume bar is red as well. But this was a white set of 3 stairs. And the SPY was chopping again, not really helping me here. And in this case, it rejected pretty hard, and I took a full 1 hour loss. So FUTU definitely had my number today. My best trade was on AMD. This was on a news pop, a news item. The volume at entry was 24.7 million shares, and the R vol was 100%. By the time the trade had maybe taken my first partial, the R vol was up to 150, 160%. So a lot of volume came flooding in. AMD is not a stock I prefer to trade. It's a bit low in price for me, and has a very busy level 2. I prefer the more expensive ones where the level 2 is basically interesting at the $1.50 levels for the most part. But AMD has liquidity kind of everywhere, and it makes it trickier for me to trade. The news hit the wire of a $4 billion share buyback, which popped the price. You can see the pop right here. And this is a big news item on a very popular stock. And AMD had been driven quite a bit down on the daily lately. The daily chart's not shown here, but it's lost a lot of price value lately. So I felt comfortable chasing this pop. This is definitely chasing. A lot of move has already happened. But given the quality of the news and the stock that we're talking about, I thought I'd get a bit more of a movement, and I could definitely get my stop to break even. SPY performance is basically irrelevant given that it was a news-related item, but it was also in my direction. Had been trending up nicely, a little pullback here, and then starting to move in my direction again. So I don't really have a SPY working against me. In fact, I have a SPY basically working for me here, if it matters. I took an entry at 75.28, just basically where I got in. It's nothing that I was looking for. The goal was to get enough of a pop to get the stop to break even, like I said. The price fell as low as 75.08 and then began to move very nicely. And I waited a while to take my first partial. I really let this one run. I let it run above yesterday's high, which is this green line here, come back and test it, which it did very nicely, and then it started to take off again. I was basically trying to get something near 76.50, which turned out to be even a bit early. Like the price kept moving nicely even after my first partial. And then it just kind of went sideways for the rest of the day. And I got all out at 75.69. I had some chances near 77, you know, as high as 76.80. This might have been the last good chance here. I think it was 76.79. But in any case, I just waited and waited to see if it would go higher. The Fed minutes came out, which really played havoc on the markets. AMD dropped quite a bit and then went back up, and it was nuts. So just all out near the end of the market close. So that was my best and worst. Please drop a comment if you want to talk about these trades, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.